Okay, test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to see if this works. Hi, gang. It's Mr. Easley again. I'm going to quickly go through these questions on Missouri Review. This will help you study for the Missouri Constitution test. Let's just get right down to it. Question number 1. When did Missouri become a state? August 10th, 1821. August 10th, 1821. Question number 2. When did the present Missouri Constitution go into effect? 1945. Number 3. We have had 3 state capitals: St. Louis, St. Charles, and Jefferson City. 4. What is stated in Article 2 of the Missouri Constitution? Article 2 of the Missouri Constitution specifically outlines the powers of government shall be divided into 3 distinct departments: legislative, executive, judicial. For those of you playing along at home, what does that mean? Montesquieu's ideas of separation of powers: legislative, executive, judicial, right there in question number 4. Question number 5, explain the main duties of the legislative branch. We did not reinvent the wheel. The legislative branch makes the laws, Question number 6, what does the executive branch do? Executive branch enforces the laws, enforces and administers the laws. Number 7, what are the duties of the judicial branch? The judicial branch administers justice and interprets the laws. Okay, question number 8. What is the main body in the legislative branch? On the federal level and the national level, we call the legislative branch Congress. On the state level, we call it the General Assembly. General Assembly, that's what we call our legislative branch. And which 2 houses does it contain? What are the 2 houses contained in the General Assembly? The House of Representatives and the Senate. Gee, we really got creative on that one, didn't we? House of Representatives and the Senate. Question number 9, what are the qualifications for a United States Senator? Or excuse me, my goodness, bad Mr. Easley. State Senator, State Senator. Question number 9, State Senator. You must be at least 30 years of age, a qualified voter for 3 years, reside in the state for 3 years, and reside in the district that you represent for 1. I will repeat that. You must be at least 30 years of age, a qualified voter for 3 years, which means you must be a citizen for that long, a resident citizen of the state of Missouri for 3 years, and reside in the district that you represent for at least 1 year. Question number 10, how many members are in the Missouri State Senate? The answer is 34. 34 members in the Missouri Senate. Question number 11, what are the qualifications for a member of the House of Representatives? A House member must be at least 24 years of age, a qualified voter for 2 years, resident citizen for 3 years, and reside in their district for 1 year. I will repeat that again. A House member must be at least 24 years of age, a qualified voter for 2 years, a resident citizen for 3 years, and a resident of their district for 1 year. Question number 12, there are 163 members in the Missouri State House of Representatives, 163. 13, 4 years. A representative's term is 2 years. So question 13, a term for a senator is 4 years, for a representative is 2 years. What is the salary of a rank and file member of the Missouri Senate and the Missouri House? It's just a little bit over $35,000 per year. You can see that in the PowerPoint that I handed out. I don't have those notes right in front of me, but it's $35,000 a year. Question number 16, how does the legislature override a governor's veto? Question number 16. How does the legislative branch override a governor's veto? It is overridden by a 2/3 vote in each house. So 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate. I realize now that I just skipped question number 15, but let me back up. Question number 15 is very simple. A bill is introduced in either house. It gets discussed in committee. It goes through debate, perfection. Then they pass it to the House. It gets out of the House or the Senate by a majority vote, 1/2 + 1. It goes over to the other chamber, and it goes through the same process. and eventually it needs to have the governor's signature in order to become law. All right, now that I've straightened that up, question number 17. Explain why committees are used in the lawmaking process. Easy. It keeps things organized, and it helps us conduct business efficiently and to debate different points of view on select issues. It allows for specialization as well. We can put transportation bills in with transportation bills. It allows us to put medical or health issues in with other health issues. You're not going to have public safety in with, do we fix the roads? It allows for specialization. Question number 18, what are the special duties of the Senate? What are the special duties of the state Senate? Special duties of the Senate include they get to choose and vote on appointments made by the governor. If Governor Nixon appoints somebody to an office, the Senate gets to confirm it. Question number 19, what are the special duties of the House? Special duties of the House include they have the sole power to start the impeachment process. And I want you to remember that. The House has the ability to start the impeachment process. Now, in the state of Missouri, impeachment goes a little bit different, and there's a link on one of the slides that we discussed in class, or will be discussing in class. Ultimately, the House impeaches. They bring them up on charges. Then there's an actual trial that takes place to see whether they're guilty or not. Okay? So question 19, what are the special duties of the State House? They get to begin all processes of impeachment. Okay, question number 20. Who are the officers of the Senate? Senate officers include the Lieutenant Governor. Remember, the Lieutenant Governor is the presiding officer of the Missouri Senate. And then you have the President Pro Tempore, or the President Pro Tem. Below that, we also have majority and minority leaders. In the House of Representatives, we have the Speaker of the House. The Speaker of the House is the presiding officer. We have the Speaker Pro Tem, and then majority and minority leaders. You may hear me refer to as the Speaker Pro Tem as somewhat of the floor leader. That's kind of the same thing. All right, question number 21, list the main officials in the executive branch. There are several different officials in the executive branch. Starting at the top, we have Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of State, Attorney General, State Treasurer, and State Auditor. All of those were discussed in the PowerPoint, point by point, and I've actually given you names for each one of these. Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of State, Attorney General, State Treasurer, and State Auditor. Question number 22, what are some of the important duties of the governor? Some of the important duties of the governor are approving and vetoing bills, appointing state officials, granting pardons, reprieves, and commutations, approving state spending, representing the state nationally, informing the citizens of the state of the different issues, preparing a budget, and being commander-in-chief of the state militia. That's just a handful of them. All of these are outlined on the PowerPoint handout and the PowerPoint that's on Edmodo. Question number 23, what are the three main state courts? Starting at the bottom and working our way up. We have the circuit courts, which are the trial courts. After that, you have the Court of Appeals. And finally, on top, you have the Missouri Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the land, or in the state. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the state of Missouri. Question number 24, what are the requirements to be a voter? You must be 18 years of age, a U.S. citizen, a resident of your election district for at least 30 days, and must be registered to vote at least 21 days before the election. Again, you must be 18 years of age, a U.S. citizen, reside in the election district for 30 days, and you must be registered to vote at least 21 days before that. Okay, question number 20. Which one am I on? I lost my point. Okay, 25, thank you. When will Missouri's next general election be held? November of 2014. November of 2014. 26, what is the most common form of municipal government in Missouri? That would be the mayor-council form. Mayor-council form. 27, explain what lobbies are. Lobbies are organized groups seeking to influence legislators. That's all they are. They just try to influence the legislators. 28, how many counties are in Missouri? 114. What is your county's name? Lincoln. These are kind of meatball questions. I think we should be okay with this. If you don't know you live in Lincoln County, I can't help you on that one. 114 counties, you live in Lincoln County. 29, explain the concept of home rule. Home rule is just power given to local governments to determine their own affairs. That's all that is. We're going to allow, and home rule came down probably about 1945, comes down and says, hey, you want to decide your own issues on the local level? That's fine. You don't need to get approval from Jefferson City or from the state government. All right, question number 30. Who's responsible for preparing the budget? That would be the governor. And when does he or she need to have that done? Prior to July 1st. Prior to July 1st. 31. What is a special purpose district? A special purpose district is a district that's organized to accomplish a particular function, like a school district, a local library district, a fire district. They only focus on one thing. It's a special purpose. Okay? The ambulance district doesn't worry about whether you have a book to check out, and the library district doesn't worry about whether they're going to put your fire out. That it fulfills a special purpose. 32, what are the duties of the circuit court? Circuit courts, those are the main, as I said before, those are the main trial courts. There are different divisions within each one. We got probate, that takes care of wills and estates, juvenile court, municipal court, which takes care of traffic tickets and misdemeanors, and then associate courts. And finally, number 33, how many electoral votes does Missouri receive? We receive 10. 10 electoral votes. You take the number of representatives, which is 8, plus the number of senators, and that gets you 10. That concludes my review of the Missouri review questions. Hope this has helped. If you have any questions, be sure and ask me.